Gotta put the phone to silent mode, guys, because when I'm going to start recording, that's when they are going to start calling. Throughout the day, 0 calls. When I start recording, 5 call in 1 hour. So I have to keep it in silent mode. By the way, that's what you should do as well. You do not know how much your life is controlled by the calls and the messages that you receive. And also these days, I'm pretty sure you're getting more calls from those salespeople than you're getting from people you actually know. Because any place you go, like a coffee shop, or you go to a clothing store, you buy something, you buy kurkure, and that's when they need your number. No, I think that it has not gone to that level. A general grocery store is going to need it, but it is going to get there very soon as well. Matter of fact, there are a lot of grocery stores which have started to do that. I still remember when I was in Bangalore, there was a grocery store, high level one, the kind of one that gives you a trolley and all. They have not only they are going to ask for your phone number, but they're also going to ask you to download their app. All right, but this whole thing of advertising, which probably was going on for a long time, but I've not seen this bad situation when I'm getting 5 calls. These days what happens is, like, let us say the same day I'm getting 5 different calls about the same credit card that I don't want to buy. So I'm guessing, obviously I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that they just hired a bunch of freelancer. I don't know if you can hire a freelancer or not. Or you got few freelancers on the basis of commission that if you sell the idea of 5 credit cards, I'm going to give you, let us say, 500 rupees per credit card. And that is the reason they are not even proper employees, because a lot of times, like earlier, we used to cut on these salespeople. Now they cut on you. Like when you start saying, I'm not beep, done. They're done with their conversation, man. So number 1 tip from Torq, guys, have a secondary number. And whenever these stores ask for it, give that number, because a lot of times they're smart enough to ask for your OTP, right? So have a secondary phone in which incoming is blocked. Get a cheap one and then give that number everywhere. That way you maintain the sanity of your life. Also, I have to mention over here, I'll be speaking at TEDx on 30th, and it is in Kolkata. The event is, I don't know the location, but I'm going to put the link where you're going to find everything. I think the ticket is on spot. It is super cheap. It's all for the organizing purpose. I think it is 200 rupees or so. I'm pretty sure it will be okay for you. And if it is not, let me know. I'm pretty sure they are going to give me at least 3 or 4 free passes. That much I deserve. So I'm going to be speaking over there. And for the longest time, whenever I used to do Delhi seminar, Mumbai seminar, Bangalore seminar, Chennai seminar, Kolkata people were always left out. I did once in Ranchi as well, but never in Kolkata. And then the COVID pandemic happened and the lockdown happened, and we all had to stop all those public activities. And now we are back on the street. So we are having one in Kolkata, and finally I'll be able to do it. So if you're in Kolkata and you want to meet me, be over there. I'm speaking, bunch of other people are speaking as well. They're all very well accomplished. You can go through their profile, and I'll put the link in the description box. It's a good experience, and I'm definitely looking forward towards it. It is not an experience, it's an experience going to be, but I'm already preparing my whole speech. The topic is fear of missing out, which is interesting. So maybe you're going to enjoy it as well. And all the speakers are going to talk on the same topic. But if you're nearby, I'm just going to put the exact location in Kolkata over here, but more information and registration is on the website. Okay. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is, number 1, what students are thinking about YouTube these days. Because I'm getting couple of comments, few DMs, few messages on Facebook, few personal messages on WhatsApp. Those people have the number, and they think that it is a great career option, which is kind of debatable. Now, I think I'm the right person to talk about it, because I've been doing this thing since 2016 properly with high amount of focus since 2018, and it's been a long time. So I have made money out of it. I have sustained my living on the basis which is indirectly related to YouTube in a lot of sense. But I also know the reality that a lot of people are not able to do that. And the reason why I was able to do it or sustain without a job for the past 2 years, over 2 years now, is mainly because of my past accomplishments. So I already had some accomplishments which created value for me. So I was already standing self-sufficient when it comes to value, and people were going to come to me no matter it was YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever the platform would have been. Plus, there has been an oversaturation ever since the 2018 boom of the internet in India. So now the issue is that any topic that you search, there's always going to be 100 different videos. At least 20 of them will be made recently, like within months. Any topic that you can think about. So there was one time when people used to think of YouTube as passive income. Passive income, if you do not know, you work once and it creates money for the rest of your life, kind of royalty. So you wrote a book and the book is now selling forever, and now you're going to get money out of it. That is what people used to think about YouTube videos. Now, one myth that I'm going to burst right now, that is not the case. There are a lot of videos that I've made that are getting 0 views now because of so many other videos that are more recently uploaded, more updated, made by 10 different creators. So it is not a means of passive income at all. If I stop making YouTube videos today, I'm going to earn maximum of $100 a month. That's it, based on my past views. And I've never tried it, but if I do it for 6 months, 7 months, it might even turn to be $0. I don't know. I've not been uploading on my Ashish Ranjan channel for over a month, and it is creating $3 now. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to drop on Torq 4712 as well. So the majority of the views that comes on a channel are from the most recent uploads. That's where the majority of the views comes, and that's where the majority of the money comes. I'm going to talk about everything openly so that you students, working professionals who think that YouTube might be a good place to be, understand things properly. See, there's only one reason why I'm still on YouTube. I like it, and it is a good outlet for me to talk to you guys. All right. Also, the other things that I do, it is a good means of making people aware of it. For example, my speaking skill course and all. So that's the reason I'm on YouTube. I firmly believe that it's a great platform. The good thing about YouTube is that it does not promote garbage. Now, you disagree when you go to the trending page, but that's not YouTube's fault. That's the common public's fault. Whatever the common public is going to like is going to trend. There's no doubt in that. No matter if it is India, Spain, Russia, or United States, does not matter. So trending page cannot be looked at. One thing that I can say for sure is that its next recommendation is 100% going to be on the basis of what you watch a lot. So your retention on a particular video is going to decide what kind of video it is going to suggest next, which is not always the case with Instagram. It was not always the case with TikTok. It used to promote whatever was more addictive, things like that. But YouTube, if you watch a lot of science stuff, you watch a lot of creative animation or artistic things, then it is going to recommend you more. For the past 1 week or so, I'm watching a lot of these animal shots. So they're just going to create 15-second or 60-second short clip of some animal scared, a cow scared, or a deer, like that. And that's what it is recommending it to me. Right. And if I stop watching that and say not interested, it's not going to recommend me that. So YouTube is a good platform in that sense. But one thing is for sure, it is not a stable source of income. Why it is not a stable source of income? See, you might not understand it right now, but YouTube is kind of gambling. So, hold on. It is not 100% gambling. It is kind of gambling. So you know what is beginner's luck? You start to gamble first time you play, you win. And that's why you stay over there. Then you put more money on the table and then you lose, right? Kind of like that. YouTube is going to give spike to every creator who is creating good content. It's not like every creator on YouTube is going to get a spike. Definitely that's not true. Otherwise there are like thousands and thousands and tens of thousands and probably lakhs and millions of creators. So that is not possible. But good creators are definitely going to get spikes in their career. For example, okay, we are not going to name it career, but there are people who are making it career. You must be knowing about that. There are so many examples of people who used to get millions and millions of views are having over million subscribers. And if you go to their account right now, every video that they upload would be getting like 10,000 or 20,000 views. That's it. So their audience is actually converging. So how YouTube works is YouTube is first going to promote your video to your audience, right? So let us say your audience comprises of 100 people. You have 100 subscribers. So if out of those 100 subscribers, most of the people watch it and they stay in it, stick to it, then YouTube is going to start to promote it to a larger crowd, which are not your subscriber, but are subscribed to similar channel. So your kind of content produced on your channel matters. And that is why a lot of YouTubers face this problem of niche, because they would like to make videos in almost all the domain. So YouTube is never able to find out what domain you are making your video in. All right. So that is one thing. Although it is true for YouTube, I just have so much information. It will keep on coming out. There's no structure to it, but we'll try to make sense of all of it. So YouTube in general, if you upload a video on it, every video is independent. It's kind of like examination, like GATE examination is independent from BARC examination, which is independent from ISRO examination, which is independent of IS examination. But your preparation is going to be better. If you performed good in GATE examination, you have performed well, then you're prepared well, and it is going to help you for ISRO examination, right? In a similar manner, every video that you upload on YouTube is independent. So if you upload a video today and it does great, it gets 500,000 views. Tomorrow you upload another video, maybe of the equal quality as well, or maybe in a week you upload another video of a similar quality. You have put good amount of effort, maybe even more. That might get just 20,000 views. That is also very possible, because YouTube sees every video individually, how well it is doing amongst the audience, and then it decides to promote. The moment YouTube finds out that even that bigger circle is liking it, it puts it to a bigger circle, and that's when you start going viral. For example, you must have seen, I'm dead sure you have seen that video, Freak Again, that short video. How many views? I think 7 million or something, 8 million views. It is still going up and up. Still getting somewhere around 100,000 views every 2 to 3 days or so. So that's when things are going viral. And when things starts going viral, then people start asking questions. Who is this guy? You should always be happy when that starts happening, because, or who is this girl? Gender equality. You should always be happy when that starts happening, because now you should know that there are people who do not know you or did not know you are just finding out about you. And if your content is good, they're going to stick around. So when I got the maximum spike of Freak Again, I'll try to put the video for the video version, the audience of the podcast. That is also the time when I got the highest spike of subscribers, because I got the maximum reach. So that is how YouTube works. Now, it is all brilliant, right? All you need is a viral video. And there are a lot of creators with even 10,000, 20,000 subscribers reaching videos with views around 400,000, 500,000 views. I've seen that happen. Obviously, it is going to be easier for people who are at million subscribers, because even out of those million subscribers, around 400,000 people think that this is a boring guy, talks about the same thing all the time. 600,000 people thought about, okay, let's check it out, and 200,000 people watched it. So you got a free 200,000 views on the most garbage video that you made, right? Now, that is a different thing, that your audience started converging. So YouTube is first going to test in your subscribers, not working, then a fraction of your subscribers next time, and then that fraction next time, and then even they do not watch it, then your channel is converging, and that's when you are seeing millions of subscribers, YouTube channels getting 10,000 views. Okay, so there are a lot of dynamics. I'm pretty sure that very soon these things might be taught in some college curriculum as well. Someday or the other, this is going to happen. Social media skills are going to be taught, but as of for now, it's Wild West. Nobody knows what goes on. For example, during my time on YouTube itself, 4 to 5 years, I have seen so many differences. For example, there used to be a time when talking head videos used to do great. You know what's a talking head video? Somewhere around 10-minute long video where I'm just talking. But now, because of filmmakers getting in, people who are professional videographers getting in, they are putting all levels of animation, like movie level animation in YouTube videos. Every second, they're like, every 5 seconds there will be 3, 4, 5 different frames and b-rolls playing, and there will be licensed proper high level music, sound effect, and people have spent months preparing a single video. They have traveled to places, they have spent money on that, invested money, the gear are top notch. When that kind of video is being produced for YouTube, talking head video is not going to last. Because see, what social media in general is doing to all of us is that it is decreasing our retention span. We are not able to focus or concentrate towards anything anymore, because all that YouTube is doing is pressing that dopamine boost button. We are getting that spike all the time. Oh, what is happening over there? Oh, frame change. Whoa, look at that scenic beauty, man. So you are always invested, and the moment things do not change that fast, and I'm starting to talk about how YouTube actually works, you are going to fall asleep, right? That is the bad side effect of whole social media thing. Initially, internet did more good than it did bad, because there was so much information. It's like the world's biggest library in the touch of a button. And now it is like world's biggest trash can through your phone, always available, right? So now it is more difficult to use the internet for the good, but I'm just trying to explain how we are working now, or how the audience of YouTube is working. Now we need more dopamine boost. And thus, that talking head kind of video that once used to work a lot is obviously not going to work anymore, because there are creators who are putting 20 different pictures in just 1 minute long video. And thus came a time after that of vlogging. And after that came the time of podcasts. I think podcast was not there up until 2019 or so. And after that came the news that Joe Rogan has sold us or given license of his podcast to Spotify for $100 million, something crazy. So now everyone wants to get into podcasts, because podcast is super simple. All you have to do is talk. If you have speaking skills, then you can talk, and you can record, no editing required over there, but chop it off and maybe post it in a clips channel, and that's it. And post it on audio platforms. But the thing is that podcasts never really had a good audience retention according to YouTube standards, because podcast, as you can see, is an hour long or so, and most people just check out in 10 minutes maximum. Most people would even leave in 5 minutes or so. But still, podcasts did great, because podcasts always got a lot of sponsors, and when you have sponsors, then you have money. So podcasts were never reliant on YouTube, because sponsors also know that it is going to be spread in multiple platforms. Did not do that good in India, haven't done it yet, but someday or the other it is going to hit. So podcast is not that dependent on views, and YouTube understand that this is a podcast, and it got promoted more than any normal video of that length would have. And now it is again the same 10-minute long video, but then animation should be super heavy, the script should be good, and the person who is speaking should be good. A lot of things are involved. One thing that I can say for sure is that if you decide to step foot into YouTube today, you cannot do it without any gear. I can almost say for sure. And a lot of you guys, when you think about getting into YouTube, also think about, I'm going to guide people when it comes to competitive examination, or I'm going to teach a subject. Well, that is a different domain. That kind of channel is never going to have a bigger, wider audience outside the domain of that examination. For example, a channel which talks only about GATE examination can have a maximum of 5 lakh subscribers or so. Let us say I talk about GATE examination and I'm talking in the domain of mechanical engineering. Now, how many mechanical engineers appear? Now, even if it reaches higher and higher number, most of those subscribers are duds, because after 2 to 3 years, nobody is there preparing for that examination. Why are they going to follow? So it is not going to catch the general crowd. And also, sooner or later, you are going to run out of material. For example, I cannot talk about GATE examination anymore because I've already talked about everything. So what else can I talk about it? Anyone who is interested can go through it, right? So that is why in the beginning phases also, I did not name this channel towards any examination or education. I name it in an abstract fashion because I knew that I wanted to talk about speaking skill and other things as well on my YouTube channel. So what I was getting at is, if you want to get into YouTube today, I do not think it is possible the way that we got into YouTube. Like, for example, I got into YouTube with just a cell phone placed against a television and started recording. That's it. Not even a tripod or a microphone. There was nothing. I started recording and just edited it on, I think, Filmora or something, some software, and just uploaded it. And that worked. It got like 10,000 or 15,000 views at that time. So it was possible at that time. Nowadays, even in competitive examination domain, you look at the coaching institutes and how they are making videos. They're having proper studios. They are having that whiteboard, electronic board, which is going to cost you 1 lakh itself. A proper setup. That is how they are making videos with a branded t-shirt and all, right? So I don't think that you can get into that. And YouTube itself in general, when it comes to competitive examination or education kind of thing, it kind of suppresses because it is not for the common crowd. So that circle, when at some point gets widened and widened, it is getting no response. So it is going to shrink at some point. So that's just what I wanted to say to those people who are thinking of making YouTube as a career. All right. So if you want to get in, you will require some equipment. Nowadays, it is not possible because nowadays people will just not watch any average low grade quality video because they're so used to watching these advanced camera footage that anything less than that will, okay, low quality video, will just walk away. So that's what I feel. Obviously, again, the audio and all also comes into the picture. Like, unless you have good audio, a lot of background noise and all, it will be a problem because almost everyone has gotten studio level microphones these days. And it's not like the cost of these equipment has gotten any lower. It's just that more and more people are getting into it. And that is why it is getting more and more difficult for new creators. And also at some point, any kind of platform will try to suppress new creator because it is having too much. For example, YouTube creates 30,000 hours, not YouTube, but the creators on YouTube creates 30,000 hours of content every hour, which is nonsensical. Like, how the hell is anyone going to consume that much content? Or do we even have that much amount of audience on this platform to consume that much content? So obviously you have to be super good when it comes to even editing to make your content shine. And if you are able to do that, definitely go ahead. If you're looking for a career in filmmaking, definitely get on YouTube. I have so many friends who are professional videographers and I'm tired of telling them again and again, start a YouTube channel. You're so good at editing. You should start now. But they're just too busy doing those editing works and videography work for others on like per project payment basis. But if you have some skills and talents, or even at least a passion for that, you should get into it. But in total, I know what you guys are thinking about. How much money can I earn? See, especially in India, what they call CPM, it is very low. Okay, so you are going to earn in terms of rupees, because if your audience is in India, then you're going to earn accordingly. It's a different deal if you start a YouTube channel which is going to be catering, let us say, European crowd, I do not know how you're going to do it. Maybe in some way, like you're going to study few things about that place and then you're going to create videos, all right? Or there are some kind of niche, for example, graphic designing and video editing is also type of that. If you can shine in that, then it is international, but obviously the language should be English, otherwise it cannot be followed in another country. So in that case you might be getting a lot of income, but a lot also, see, even the big YouTubers, the major source of income is never the ad revenue. Ad revenue does not work. A lot of people think that one view equal to 1 rupee or something. I even heard that once. Or YouTube pays this much if you get 1,000 views. Does not work like that. See, around let me check one video that I uploaded and I'm going to tell you the numbers right now so that there's no that confusion. So if I get 10,000 views, then I'm going to earn, hold on, I'm going to analytics. For example, this one video that I've just uploaded few days ago, I'm earning $10. Yeah, so you can understand, for 10,000 views I'm earning $10. That happened in 3 days or so. So you can make an idea like how much money you can make. If I tell you properly, till the point when I was having 60,000 subscribers, I was earning 7,000 or 8,000 rupees per month. That's it. And that was the case when I was having every video getting somewhere close to 8,000, 5,000, 8,000 views. That's it. So ad revenue is never what YouTubers really earn from. And I know some of you guys might be thinking sponsors. Yes, sponsors are multiple times more well paying compared to ads. And sponsors can easily end up paying you somewhere around 2 to 3 lakhs per month if your YouTube channel is big, if you're dabbling with lakhs of subscribers and you're making good content, you have good following, strong following, people who trust you as well, because sponsors ultimately, number one, do look for views, but second of all, do look for return of investment, like how many clicks did they get, how many courses did they sell, how many subscriptions did they get. Those are the things that they look forward. So that will happen only if your audience is trusting you, that what you are promoting is what you really endorse. Okay, so that is a good one. Sponsor is a good one, but it kind of always takes a big chunk of your video, that too most of the time in the initial part. Like a lot of them will be having conditions that it should be in first 2 minutes or 3 minutes, like that. Big YouTubers can play it well, that I'm going to promote in the end of the video, and I've done that as well, though I'm not a big YouTuber. But sometimes you can have condition that pay less, although I'm going to put it at the end. So sponsors are a good way, but even a bigger way, see, sponsors again is going to become kind of like a job only. Like today you get a sponsor and then you make a video and then you put a promotion over there and that's it. But see, whatever money you get, you're going to spend it somewhere or the other, and pretty soon you're going to need money again because you do not have a job. This is what you do. So unless you are investing somewhere else, you will have to think about the next sponsor. A lot of those sponsors will keep on coming back to you again and again because they like your work, they have built a relationship. And I've worked with a lot of sponsors for over 6 months or so, and it worked fine. But ultimately what I've found out is that those sponsors like keep on coming, and ultimately what is happening is per video you're earning something, and that's it, and you keep on making videos. What big YouTubers really earn a lot from, even multiple times, 2 times or 3 times more, is from their own product. So you can keep on selling someone else's product and they are going to give you some fraction, think of it like a commission, but obviously the majority of the money is going to the person who has made that product. So if you yourself have a product, and that's a next level thing. For example, you can have a t-shirt, you can have a mug, you can have a course, you can have those editing YouTubers or videography YouTube channels, or people who are from film school, or not even that, if they just got the softwares down, for example Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, or DaVinci Resolve, these things, if they know it well, they make these LUTs and some text animation that they can sell later. They just sell it and they put a charge, and they are going to decide what charge they are going to place. But you'll have to build a website for that, and that's the next level of what you want to reach. I don't know, there must be a level above this as well. It's just that I'm not aware of that. But these are the ways in which YouTubers earn money. And if you're thinking about getting into YouTube, the whole thing started with, as a youngster, should you get into YouTube thinking that it is a career, right? All right, hold on, I'll take a sip of this. So yeah, guys, make your decision after knowing the reality of YouTubers and what is this career all about. Should I make YouTube a career? I don't think that you should ever make YouTube as 100% of your career. It's definitely a good outlet. It is a tremendous platform to gain a community in an area which you are interested in. But when you make it a full-time career of getting views, see, being a YouTuber full-time is being a crowd pleaser full-time. And being yourself, you can never please everyone. But being a YouTuber, when your career depends on it and your rent payment depends on it, you'll try to do shit that pleases everyone. And that is always dangerous. That is why you see so many YouTubers just losing their minds. Or at some point they are going to face what they call burnout. So being a YouTuber should not be full-time. I was in Department of Atomic Energy. I was having work as a scientific officer and I was doing YouTube side by side. Then I was working in Indian Space Research Organization and I was having YouTube side by side. And after that also, even when I left my job, there were so many things that I was doing side by side. For example, teaching, writing, running a course on personality development that is not even related to what my YouTube channel is on. Obviously, personality development is related to everything. Like if I say improve your speaking skills, that is related to interviews, that is related to academics. So in that way, but I did not start a course in the domain that I was talking about. For example, GATE or ISRO examinations. So you should never do this full time. For example, for the past couple of weeks, I've not been doing YouTube that much. Like I've not been creating that much editing intensive videos, but still I'm doing so many other things. I've been running course, I've been interacting with students, I'm having a good time. So there should always be a secondary thing that you're doing. If YouTube becomes your full-time job, then you'll have to do a lot of stuff that you would not like, and also then that becomes your job. Now listen carefully, because this is extremely important. That comes from the experience that I've had. I got into YouTube after having 2 different jobs. So I know what it is like to have a boss. I know what it is like to take orders. I know what it is like to get up early in the morning, going to the office and reporting over there at a particular time, not being late, leaving at a particular time, doing work that is not building something for me. Like it is not increasing my personal value. It is for that organization. I think this is very important for a person to understand. Not saying in a way that you should understand to obey or to get orders or to be disciplined. No, in that sense that you can have your own opinion. But it is important to have that experience to understand what it is like to not take orders and do your own thing. What I've seen a lot in YouTube is that there are a lot of boys and girls who are directly getting into YouTube without any experience in other career domain. So what I feel is that they don't even understand when YouTube is turning into their job. And now their job is to create a specific type of video. For example, something starts trending. Alia Bhatt starts trending. Okay, I need to make a video on Alia Bhatt. All right, Russia-Ukraine war is trending. Okay, I need to make a video on Russia-Ukraine. I need to. Why do you need to do anything if it is not your job? All right, I need to make this video in this certain form. It should be of this particular length. If I'm running a podcast, I need to get high profile people, big YouTubers, celebrities, only then it is going to work out. And you don't even understand that it has turned into a job. And to be honest, it has turned into a job much worse than any other corporate job, or even in government sector domain. Any job that you can think about, it is worse than any of those jobs, because here you are in front of camera all the time and you are doing things that you do not like, and that is not good for your mental health. And that is why you might not be knowing, but a lot of YouTubers are secretly under depression. Even those who give motivational talks, trust me. And have you ever seen, that is a rhetorical question I shouldn't have even asked, but you have seen so many YouTubers fighting amongst each other, right? Hey, he said that, I said this is the text, this is the phone recording, this is the email, see this, that person said this 20 years ago and now this is what he's saying, different opinions, things are changing. And there's a back and forth, right? This reply, XYZ replies to ABC, ABC replies back to XYZ. Why do you think they're doing that? And why do you think I know that you have gone through those videos? Because those videos are popping all the time. People love drama. You like it. That is why you definitely will watch it. A lot of these dramas are planned. That's something I bet you did not know. They are going to plan it. Oh, we are going to fight and then we are going to settle it like this. Meanwhile, chumps are going to watch us and we are going to get views. But do you think they are having mental stability doing stuff like that? Cringe stuff like that when they are just doing everything for views? I do not know if you know this or not, but a lot of gamers actually, in the gaming community, when a streamer streams a game, there's an open chat, right? For example, you're streaming on Twitch or something, maybe YouTube, does not matter. There's an open chat and there will be a lot of hecklers, people who are just going to say abusive things, and that is going to annoy gamers, right? But a gamer that does not respond to that kind of heckling is not going to get a good response, or that person is not going to gain a lot of subscribers, because then there's nothing interesting going on in your show. And thus a lot of gamers actually intentionally shout and do crazy stuff to get more views, but that is not going to help you when it comes to mental stability, does it? And that is why these kind of things, when you are pleasing public, it should never be your full-time job. Like, people wanted me to remove color off my hair so badly, man, when I was in ISRO. And I said, I don't care, man. I don't care what you think. I don't care if I do not fit into your description of an ISRO scientist. I'm not going to remove it. So I did not agree with them. Neither did I respond to them. Neither did I act to them. And thus, I haven't had a very skyrocketing growth ever, because I never tried to please everyone. For example, if I wanted to please everyone, this YouTube channel would have been a Hindi YouTube channel a long time ago. If you do not know, Hindi is my mother tongue, and any video that I make in Hindi is always going to get more views, because that is a more commonly spoken language in India. English has a good thing that it will make it understandable to both South Indians and North Indians. But South Indians have their own local language like Kannada or Tamil or Telugu. But North Indians unanimously have Hindi, and South Indians, some will understand Hindi. But in general, this is the statistics. If you are going to make videos in Hindi, staying in India, you are going to get more views. But I'm making educational content. And I'm making content for graduate level education, and all the graduate level education in the engineering domain about which I'm talking, the education goes in English. So it does not make any sense for me to not to talk in English. That is my crowd. That is who I'm talking to. Just for views, if I started making videos in Hindi, well, I've started doing the same thing that I warned you, trying to please the crowd. So that is why YouTube should not be your full-time job. Be very careful about it, because I've seen a lot of people selling their soul into this. Just one year in, they all begin with the same idea that all right, it is a good community and they get good response in the comment section. People are talking good about them. A lot of people are helped. That also gives you a good feeling, no doubt about it. And very soon they start thinking about it. How do I make money out of it? Like, how do I leave my job? How do I get people to support my work in a way that I do not have to answer to a boss? And a lot of people think about doing it by the time they graduate as well, or now a lot of people are trying to do it by the time they have passed senior secondary. And I've seen this as well. A lot of students are not getting into college thinking of starting YouTube channel right after their senior secondary, which is completely your decision. But YouTube is not a very long-term career. One thing that I'll say for sure, like same kind of thing, how long are you going to talk about? Like there's one thing that you are talking about a particular topic, or you're having podcasts and you're having guest after guest, and it is different every time. But even Joe Rogan is not having podcast as his full-time gig. He's doing so many other things. He's commentator in UFC. He's having a full-time career as a stand-up comedian. So it's not a full-time thing for even him, the most successful podcast in this world. So what are you thinking? You have to get these things clear. I had a lot of things to talk about in today's podcast, but it ended up in a way that I've been talking about the same thing for over 40 minutes or so, because it is important when kids are so much misguided. Because another problem is that so many YouTubers are going to show you house tour, I bought a new car, I gifted a car to my father, this, that, I'm going to Abu Dhabi, I'm spending my weekend over here. And kids are thinking, oh, this is I never saw ISRO scientists having life like this. I want to have a life like this. All I need to do is make videos. Oh, let's start roasting people on YouTube. That's it. And see, if that is what you want to do, you're passionate about, give it a try. But just on the basis of lust, if you're doing it and completely neglecting academics, I don't think that is what you should do. And I can keep on going on and on, but I want to just talk about this one more thing. See, internet is new to us. When I was super young, like 10 years old, there was no internet where I was at. Matter of fact, I even saw telephone connection, that PNT, what we called, getting established at my home. And later came the cell phone, and then internet became popular around the first decade of 2000, and then it is in a way that it is in everyone's cell phone. So we have transitioned from there to where we are right now, but it is still a transitional period. The fundamental career, let us say engineering, management, banking, and all those are still there. And they are not going to wipe away. There's never going to be a time where all that people are doing is making vlogs online. Then who's going to watch it? And also, you will need food on your plate and money in your bank and people who will be managing that money. So obviously, those kind of careers not going to go away. And vloggers are never going to replace engineers. So that career is there. So that is, again, thinking about core and IT field, core has been longer and it is still there and it will always remain over there. In a similar manner, that core careers that I was talking about compared to the soft career, the core one is always going to be over there. So I think the best thing that you can do is have feet in both, because this is a new age. You cannot completely neglect social media. If you want to find benefits of it, definitely explore. But have your feet in your core career as well. For example, I've had 2 different job experiences of 2 of the biggest research organizations of this country, both playing the role of mechanical engineer. I've had 5 different internships, all in the field of mechanical engineering. I was a 3rd position topper in my college, bronze medalist, 9.57 CGPA. I can get back to industry tomorrow. I'll get a job. I'm 100% sure about that. But if you never had that education, if you dropped out of college, you never got a job, you don't have any work experience, can you say the same thing? That's what you need to really think about. And that's what kids these days, 14-year-olds, 15 years olds, people who are just getting through senior secondary, people who are undergraduate right now need to understand, who think after watching few vloggers that YouTuber's life is the shit, bro. That's what I need to do. All right. Okay, another thing is that being on YouTube, one thing is for sure, is that you are exposing yourself to the camera. So you're opening a whole domain, which I do not know if it is going to 100% close or not. You are exposing your face, you're exposing your identity. That can be bypassed, by the way, because a lot of YouTube channels are there with YouTubers never showing their face. So they're going to talk about some technical things or something, this, do this after this, or some philosophical things with the B-rolls playing in front, or maybe some sketch art, something like that, animations and all, and they can just talk in the background and save their identity. But in any case, YouTuber has to be good at one thing, that is speaking. They have to be good at speaking, otherwise how are you going to communicate? It's like I said, these days the retention span is so low. The moment you say that's the moment someone is going to click away from your video. So it is important. A lot of people even speed forward their talkings. I don't suggest going to that extent, but if you want, that is kind of one of the requirement. So if you want to start with YouTubing, then you should be good in speaking, or at least start working upon that. That was the thing with me, because when I got into college, I was not good at speaking at all, especially in the language of English. I came from Ranchi, man. So city in Jharkhand, if you do not know, the place where Dhoni came from. Maybe that's what you know. So we speak Hindi over there. Throughout the school, I spoke Hindi, and all of a sudden we are in college and most of my friends spoke Hindis. But that's when I decided that I'm going to start learning how to improve my spoken English and started working on that for the campus interviews. Because one thing that I knew for sure is that I'm going to need a job, and for any job, I'm going to sit for the interviews, and there will be GD rounds as well. So maybe in some places there will be group task and all, and you'll need to talk in English, because if you do not know, English is one of the official language of India. India does not have a national language, but there are two official languages of India, Hindi and English. And I've been in so many places in India, especially in South. Hindi doesn't work because everyone over there does not understand Hindi. So the official language becomes English compulsorily in a lot of cases. So English is important. That's the reason why your campus placement drives are in English. Your interviews are in English. That is expected out of a graduate. All your graduation courses, books that you read, all were in English. So that is why I decided that I'm going to start working upon that, and all started with me speaking in front of mirror for half an hour or so on a daily basis. And then it grew up to that level till 2016, where I found myself to be above average. Even when I appeared in group discussions, and for example, it happened for Capgemini, a couple of other companies as well, I found myself to be in a very comfortable manner, being able to explain myself. And same with the interviews, obviously, because interviews are super pressurized situations, and in that, if you're not good in spoken English, you won't be able to express yourself. How are they going to hire you if you cannot talk? At least explain how good you are. So I did great, but there was no idea of starting a YouTube channel. Although I did put some videos on my YouTube channel by the time I was done with my 8th semester. It was just computational fluid dynamics analysis of the major project that I had in 8th semester. I decided I'm going to put it on YouTube. I was not having any idea that I'm going to be pursuing YouTube for a long run, because if I did, then why did I start to go and prepare for GATE examination? Just threw it over there. And even after that, 1 year after that, that's when I started making videos for the first time. So you can understand 5 years of practicing my spoken English, and then it got to the level. Now, right now, obviously there are a lot of YouTubers who never did that much. And that might be the reason why you find so many Indian YouTubers making the content in their native language, and you find me not doing the same. Because like I said, my native language is Hindi, and I make majority of my content in English. Goddamn, you have been listening to me talk in English for the last 1 hour. So that is what I worked upon. So that is one requirement if you want to make content in, let us say, English language. But even in Hindi language, there are a lot of common mistakes that we make. For example, for the first time I made a video in Hindi, I said theek hai like 10,000 times in just 15 minutes of video. I removed that video because it was so annoying. But that's what we do in general. We do not pay attention towards these things. These are the things what we call connectors. We just use these noises to kind of hide the fact that we are thinking, which doesn't do anything even close to hiding the fact that you're thinking. It just creates an annoying noise which is going to throw off your audience even further. So the point is that you should be a well-grounded, well-spoken person if you have to be a YouTuber. By well-grounded, I do not mean grounded the way we say, but well-grounded in communication skills. All right. If you need some help, I run a course called Art of Speaking. I've been running it for the past 2 years. For some reason, above 40% of the people do not know about it. It was shocking for me as well. Like more than 40% of the people just found out that I was running this course called Art of Speaking. So today only I was doing this live session, and one of the students said that I was not aware of it. I was following you since 2019. Today only, when I was searching that I want a course to improve my speaking skills, I found that you run one. I enrolled immediately. So the total 45% of the people did not even knew that I was running a speaking skill course. And the reason behind that would be that, number one, I do not promote it excessively. For example, in the beginning of every video, join auto speaking, because see, those people who are interested and are avid follower of mine, they're going to trust me and join my course. Otherwise, most of the people who listen to me properly will be listening till the end. Also, by the end, they'll understand that this is a person I can learn from. And I have huge amount of experience when it comes to training people to improve their speaking skills. I've had students who were just dumbfounded when they used to talk in front of people. Like they would just blank out. They would know everything, but the moment they speak in front of other people or try to attempt to speak in front of other people, they cannot think of anything, blanking out. Ask them the most basic question, 3 laws of Newton, they won't be able to answer. That kind of people turn into people who are speaking for half an hour in front of a crowd. So there are few things that I've talked about in the 10 hour of recorded classes. And obviously there will be live sessions where you yourself will get the experience to speak in front of other people. Clear your doubts with me in the personal level. One thing that I wanted to specialize Art of Speaking towards without a doubt is that there should be a personal touch, because I believe that every student is different. Like you might be good in fluency, but might be super bad in putting energy in your words. Some other person would be bad in using too many connectors. Some other person would be just a shy person and is not able to talk in front of a lot of people. Someone might be an extrovert, but that also needs to be structured in a way that that person is able to talk in a mature fashion. So everyone is different. Everyone's limitation is different. Everyone's advantages are different. We work on the limitations and amplify the advantage. And that is why almost individual level focus is required. And I know the strengths and disadvantages of all my students, even those of the first batches. I remember them by name, and I remember what is the problem that they're facing or what they need to work upon right now. So if you are looking for that kind of course, that's when Art of Speaking comes into the picture. I'm sure that you must have gone through 1,000 different courses on how to improve your spoken English on YouTube advertisement or Instagram advertisement, but this is a different kind of course. The course is 1 month long, because it is absolutely impossible for any course to create any change in anyone in just a 3 hours program or a 1 week program. Not possible, my friend. I'm sorry. That's not possible. It is impossible because you need to be speaking and rehearsing in a way that you are finding out your weaknesses and also learning how to incorporate the things that I'm teaching in your way of speaking. And that takes time. 1 month is a minimum. And I keep on continuing my support even after the course is over, because it completely depends on how long you want my support to keep on improving. Think about Art of Speaking. It's as simple as that. Apart from that, I will be speaking on TEDx. If you are in Kolkata or around and would love to join, then I'll put that link in the description box as well. Be over there, meet me. I'll always I have a good time talking to you guys face to face. Because of COVID, I've been sided away from all those in-person interaction. Before that, I used to do a lot of seminars almost after every 2 months, even with a work 5 days to 6 days work a week. I used to keep on doing these seminars on the weekend. After a long time, I'm going to do it again. If you are going to be over there, definitely let me know and be over there. think about auto speaking as well. Both the links will be down in the description box. Had a great time, guys. If you have any further questions regarding the career of YouTube, I would love nothing more than that, because I want to put the true opinions and the true experiences in front of the common public, because behind the filters of Instagram and the editing of YouTube, what really happens in a YouTuber's life, you should know before you decide to get into that. Otherwise, you will just find out that you were duped. You will think that people lied to me. But when people were not lying, when I was saying the truth, you should have listened and asked your questions. So put it down in the description, put it down in the comment section, and I'll make sure to answer that. And if not, I'll definitely respond to it in the upcoming podcast. Hope you enjoy Momentum Podcast. The audio version is available on all the audio platforms like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and you name it, we are there under the name Ashish Ranjan Talks. And I'm going to end this podcast over here. I'll see all of you in the next one. Till then, bye.